Hello, my name is Slim, and I will help you to create a visual novel in Ren'py so you don't have to go through the trouble to look everything up yourself. Keep in mind that I'm still learning a lot about Ren'py myself, but this should be covering the basics. Alright, so when you first launch Ren'py, you'll be greeted with this window here, and here on the left side you can see what game you are currently working on. This is my game here, right here, but we're gonna create a new one, and this here, I will talk about this in a second. So we're gonna create a new project over here. Continue. Project name is gonna be test game. Continue. If you want to have the crispiest resolution, you can go for a 1080p, but usually I'm gonna stay with the 720 here. Here you can see a color theme for your game, but you can change everything of that later on as well. So I'm gonna choose just this one here. So we got our test game here. And let's see what we have here over here. Here you see open directory. This just opens your game folder. So basically those are just shortcuts so you can quicker get access to them if you don't really know where everything is located. So this is just a shortcut. Over here we have the edit file category. This is everything that has to do with your game. Your script file here is where you're gonna put your images and text and transitions, animations, all that stuff in there. GUI is your overlay, everything graphical, how the game looks and all that stuff you can change in here. And the other two, I'm gonna talk about them later on. Down here, this is not very important. This is just when you're done with your game, you can here click on build distribution. So it's gonna be, let's see what it does. It just basically, you can make it into a PC version, a Macintosh version. I think even you can make it into an Android and iOS version. So this is really at the end when you're done with your game. Alright, so let's just jump right in there. I'm gonna add some images so we can work with them. And usually I want to do is click here on all script files. In my case, it just launches this, but in your case, it maybe is asking to install, I think, an editor, and just go ahead and do that so we have the same editor. As you can see, everything is now opened into the editor, and we're gonna start with the script file. Here will be all those images and text we're gonna be putting into our game. So let's go ahead and delete all of that stuff so we can have a fresh start in here. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is write down label start, so the game knows where it has to look for when it starts. And you saw when I pressed enter that it created this white space over here, this here. And this is very important to keep that white space so the game works with those white spaces. And you can't just double tap and make extra white spaces. This is not how it works. It's very important. And I created some images already. And let's go back to our launcher and click here on images. It will open our directory, and as you can see, I already put two pictures in there we can work with. So there are two ways to load a picture into your game. One is scene, and the other one is show. And those are basically the two you will use. So I made here a drawing so to explain it a little bit. If you write scene, it will completely remove everything you see on the screen and puts the picture you have selected onto your screen. If you use show, it will create a new layer and put it over the image that is already in your scene. Keep in mind that you have to use a transparent picture for show so that you don't lose your background. So in my case, since I don't have a transparent picture, I'm gonna use just scene and type down pick one because this is the name of our picture. And I'm gonna write here pause so that when the picture is loaded it doesn't end immediately. And the last step is a return. This is just so the game knows where it ends. And we're gonna hit Ctrl S to save the file. So to see how it looks, we just go back to our launcher, select our game and click on launch project. So this is the default overlay that Ren'py gives you. And let's click on start here. And as you can see, it just loads the image in here as we typed down earlier. Let's see, scene one pick. And right now we are here on pause, because if I would not write on pause, it would just jump over here to return as soon as it finishes loading the picture and immediately brings you back to the title screen. But with a pause, you have to make a click to actually proceed. So to show you what the command show does, I put in another transparent picture here. So after the scene loads in, we're gonna make a pause so you can see what happens and put in show pick free. Save this file, Control S. And one cool thing about Ren'py is if you go into your game and hit Shift plus R, it will reload the game, so you don't have to relaunch the game every time. Okay, so we see the first picture over here. We're right here on pause, and if we click now, it should show us the pic number 3. If we click here, you can see it loads the picture over the other picture. And now if we put in here a scene, pick 2, and another pause so the game does not immediately end, it should wipe off the screen and put in the new picture. And it does that. So if you want to just put basic text into our file, we have to use double quotes and put in our text. We want to say like, hello, test 1. Save the file. Sometimes Ren'py will automatically reload, and sometimes it won't. So I'm gonna here press Shift plus R, and if we go here to this scene, you can see it writes down the text, hello, test 1. Okay, so far so good, but we want to make some characters maybe. So we want to like here have a little text box that says, I don't know, character 1, Abby, Emily, something like that. Maybe Jim. So how do we define a character? So to create a character, we go back to our game, hit a couple of times enter, so we create a new space over here, so we can define our characters. So to create our character, we're gonna write down define, and usually I'm gonna write down just a letter like, I don't know, J for a Jim, so I don't have to write down Jim every time I'm gonna use the character. J is, and then we write down character. And we're gonna open the bracket, and also I'm gonna upload the script file I have here so you can download it and don't have to write everything yourself. Gonna use double quotes again, type in the character's name. This one is Jim. And this should be it. So let's put in our character after the hello test text. So to make Jim talk, we're just gonna put down our J, space, then double quotes and type in what he's about to say. Hello, my name is Jim. Save the file. So let's see. Jim says, hello, my name is Jim. Okay. So how can we, for example, edit this over here? I want to make it like blue and I want to change the font size. This is something we have to do over here. To change the color, we simply type in color is quotes. And then you have to like Google the color code, what you want to use. I have here a blue, I think it's 0000FF. You have to just Google this, save it. If we go back to our game, as you can see, it says Jim now in blue. So how do we change the font? So if you want to change the font of your characters, of every character, you just go over here on GUI. Now hit the Control F key, type in font, and here you will find what fonts the game will use. Over here we see the font used for in-game text. This is basically what Jim is talking. It uses the Deja Vu Sans font, and here is the font used for character names, and it is also Deja Vu Sans. So if you want to change your font, you can type in here your custom font. So just to show you how this works, I created a new folder in my game called fonts, and I put in the Bungie font. And if you go back here to our game, and here for our character name, we're gonna change that to fonts, because the folder name is fonts / bungie.ttf. Save this file. Game reloads, and as you can see, it changed the font immediately. Okay, enough about fonts. So what if I want the player to make his character name on his own? You can do that as well. So to make a name input for a character, you have to write down $, then the letter you're gonna use for that character. I'm gonna use a Y here, so it means it stands for you the player. is ren'py.input bracket, and in here you can write, for example, what's my name. Go to the end, hit enter, and what I like to do is an if statement, and this is just gonna check if the player actually typed something in. If he did not type something in, then he will get an error message. Please enter a name. Hello, my name is Jim. What's my name? Type in Slim. Enter. Game over. Alright, yeah, because we jump after put in our name, it says return. So we can test it. We type our Y because this is now a character name, and double quotes and say hi. My name is, and this is now a cool thing. If you do those square brackets, you can and put in the Y, it will put in the name that you have set over here. So over here it will say the name you put in here. For example, I put in Slim now. Now it will say Slim. Hi, my name is Slim. Let's see. Start the game. Hello, test 1. Hello, my name is Jim. What's my name? Slim. Enter. Slim. Hi, my name is Slim. He puts in the word that we just put in. Very cool. Now, what about choices? Visual novel is all about choices. To open a new choice, you type in menu. Now we use double quotes and type in our menu options. For example, this is option 1. Then colon, enter. Then we could type in our what would happen after this option is selected. But we're gonna put down another option that says this is option 2. Again, a colon, enter. I'm gonna put in here an enter as well. And for example, I'm gonna write here a text that says you selected option 1. Also keep in mind to keep those white spaces. They're very important, so the game knows where to look for. And over here we're gonna write down you selected option 2. Okay, save this. Let's see. Okay, my name is Slim. Okay, jumps to the new menu we created. This is option 1, this is option 2. If you click option 1, you selected option 1. Cool. Option 2, you selected option 2. Okay. So, remember when we started the game, we set label start. This is now a cool feature you can do, because you can create more labels. You can create, for example, a label option 1 and a label option 2. And if you, for example, write down here jump option 1, then what it does is that if you select option 1 and go to the next step, it will jump to the label option 1. So if you select this one, it would jump right over here to this new label. So you can put in here like a new text like, hehe, just selected option 1, genius. And if I put in here the same thing, let's copy that here, put it in here, option 2, and if I set here on option 2, jump option 2, oopsie. Now what it does is, if I select option 2, it will jump to the label option 2, and it will never go in here and read this message. So let's see how it looks. Reload this. This is option 2, click here. You selected option 2. Okay, we're still in here. Now if I click, it will jump to option 2 and will read this text here. Click. Hey, you just selected option 2, you genius. Now you see it does not read option 1. Okay. But what if, for example, I want to keep track what I chose? So for example, like this is an option like let's say this text say steal the apple. Okay, so and this is buy the apple. So for example, if you want to keep track if your player is a thief or a good person in your game, then you have to be able to collect data what his choices are. An easy way to do this is put this in dollar. Let's say this is choice 1 is quote double quotes is 1. And on steal apple, I'm gonna put the same thing in here. Choice 1 is 2. Okay, so let's make a new label. Let's call it after choices. And the thing with labels is if one label is complete, he will immediately jump to the next one. So we just made a mistake over here because you can see if we select option 1, it will read this message. Haha, you just selected option 1, you genius. But after it readed this option, it will immediately jump to the next label over here. So let's see it over here. Let's start a new game. Oh, okay, it's my name, Slim, okay. And as you can see, I'm gonna use option 1. You selected option 1, and then it says, haha, you just selected option 1, you genius, over here, and then it will jump to the next label. And now see, haha, I just selected option 2, you genius, then it will jump to the next label, but it's empty, it will just return. Okay. So how do we solve this? We just go in here and make a new jump after choices. It's a good thing to do this, so you don't get any bugs or errors in your game. I'm gonna put it here in as well, even if it is not needed, just to be safe. Now we created this choice 1 over here, so we can keep track if he bought the apple or not. And if we type in here, if choice 1 is 1, colon, enter, and type in here, for example, you are a good person, then it will read you are a good person if we selected choice 1. But if choice 1 as selected here is 2, can write down you are a thief. I think it's spelled this way. So if we selected choice 2, it will say you are a thief. Let's see. Now back to our game. Reload it, Shift R. Select our option, buy the apple. You selected option 1. You selected option 1, you genius. You were a good person. As you can see, he used the jump after choices and immediately jumped over here, checked if we selected choice 1 or 2, and put out the text. So this works for simple choices. But what if we have more complex one? What if like our character has strength points and when he goes to the gym he increases his strength, and if he goes to the gym enough he will be able to lift that heavy car, I don't know. So how do we increase points? So for example, I'm gonna write down a new variable, dollar strength is 0. Now we make a new option, menu, go to the gym, and the other one is stay at home. If our player now goes to the gym, we're gonna write down dollar strength plus is 1. So what it does is that if we go to the gym, it will increase our strength by 1 point. If we stay at home, and if we stay at home, you don't have to write anything down because the strength value will not be changed. You can just type in you're lazy. So now you can type down something like day 2, create a new decision menu. Go. We can just copy this over here. We can just copy this. And now if we do select 2 times go to the gym, our strength should be at 2, because 0 plus 1 plus 1 is 2. So now we can check if he actually went to the gym. We can type down if strength is 1. Not too bad, but still not strong enough. So if we only went to the gym once, but on the second day we don't, it will read out this message. Let's try. Sorry, I made a mistake over here. I wrote down choice 2, but it should say choice 1 over here because we only declared choice 1. So if we go back to our game, we can now go to the gym or stay at home. Go to the gym once. Okay, now we're over here. Day 2, we can go to the gym again or stay at home. It reads out this message, you're lazy. And now it will check if our strength is 1 or not. Not too bad, but still not strong enough. So our strength right now is at 1. But what if I want to check, like, if it is greater than 1? Then we can type in. Then we can type in if strength is greater than 1. Wow. You are big. That came out wrong. Go back to our game. Let's go back. Okay. Reload the game. Go to the gym. Day 2. Go to the gym. Wow, you're big. Okay, so now I checked. Okay, strength is not 1. It is actually 2 because we went to the gym 2 times. So it's gonna check the next thing. If strength is greater than 1, yeah, because it's 2. Now it's gonna read this message. Alright, so this is basically it for the basics of Ren'py. And if you want to know more, like animations, like a splash screen before the game starts, there's like your logo and stuff, and how do I edit the overlay of the startup game. So if you are interested in that, let me know in the comments, and I'm gonna make a new video about all of this. So thanks for watching and goodbye.